Today we're going to talk about multiplication. And we're going to talk about a few strategies that we can use when we're multiplying. But first, let's talk about some of the terminology that you might hear in this unit. So if you were multiplying something like 9 times 7, these two numbers, the 9 and the 7, are called factors. And the two factors multiply together to create this, which some people call the answer, but in multiplication we call it the product. So we have two factors that multiply together to create the product. Here we have a multiplication chart that can help us. Along the left-hand side going down, we have numbers 1 to 12. And along the top, going from left to right, we also have numbers 1 to 12. And the way that we use a multiplication chart is like this. Let's say we want to find the answer to 6 times 8. Well, on one of the sides, so down this way, we can find our 6. There's our 6. And along the top, we can find the 8. There's the 8. And then we find where these two numbers meet. And by that I mean we follow the 6 along its path. We also follow the 8 down its path. And look where these two numbers cross, right here at the 48. So that means 6 times 8 equals 48. Let's do another example. I want to figure out 9 times 7. Well, along one side I'll find my 9. There it is. And up here along the top I'll find my 7. And now my 9s travel along this path. And my 7 travels along this path. And where do they meet? They meet at the 63. And that means 9 times 7 equals 63. Another strategy that we can use for multiplying is called skip counting. Let's say we want to find out 6 times 8. But we're not sure what 6 times 8 is. Well, I want you to think about what do you know? What do you know? Well, I know that 6 times 6 is 36. And what we want to know now is we want to know 6 times 8. So that means we know 6 times 6, but we need to have two more groups of 6 to find out the answer. So let's add another group of 6 to this answer. That would be 42. And let's add another group of 6, which would make it 48. And there's our answer. 6 times 8 equals 48. Here's another example of skip counting. If I want to find out 9 times 4, well, I may not know what 9 times 4 is, but I bet I know what 9 times 5 is, because I'm good with my 5 times table. 9 times 5 is 45. But I want to find out 9 times 4, so I need to have one less group than 5. So I'm actually going to subtract a group of 9, so that I have 4 groups of 9 instead of 5. And let's see, when I do that math, I get the answer 36. 9 times 4 equals 36. And that's called skip counting. You always want to think about what you do know, and then it'll help you find what you don't know. This is a number line. And number lines are helpful as well when you multiply. Let's say you want to find 3 times 6. Well, on a number line starting at 0, I would go up by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. And now I want to find 3 times 6, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My answer is 18. 3 times 6 is 18. And that's called using a number line.